15 love.
Jess was part of the mixed doubles championship during Fan Week this year, so got some early court time alongside Jack Draper, who sadly pulled out of the men's singles in the last hour or so, if you missed that news.
That's a big hit for Jack. Last year made it all the way to the semifinals here. Just the whole summer, though, with that arm injury. But it was great to see them play in the mixed. And talking to Pegula's coach, Mark Knowles, after, he was saying that she was shattered when they lost. They were up 8-4 in that deciding match tiebreak. There's Mark Knowles on the left, also working with Mark Merklin on the right. They've been in Team Pegula since February of last year.
Yeah, she really stood out, didn't she, Jess, in the mixed competition. Played some great tennis.
Just sister and brother in the row behind, and they were such a huge part of Jess's great run last year here.
Game Blinkova.
It's a successful hold of serve. First up, and we will quickly check in with Andrea Petkovic, who is courtside. First of all, Andrea, a warm welcome, and just give us an idea of exactly where you are, so everyone at home can have a picture in their mind's eye of your view of the court right now.
So I'm seated right behind the chair umpire, in between the benches of the two players. And Lindsay did so well with the weather. It's absolutely beautiful down here. Thank you for that, Lindsay. And I am absolutely thrilled to be here. This is my favorite place in the commentators' world, is courtside, right behind the players.
Jessica Pegula,
seeing the action up very close.
What are some of the things you'll be looking for courtside today between these two?
So we just heard the shriek from Anna Blinkova. Blinkova is one of the feisty competitors out there. She maybe doesn't have as many possibilities as Jess Pegula has in terms of ground strokes and power, but she will put a fight out there, no doubt. And she's smart. She can sometimes change the rhythm, play a few moon balls, some higher balls. Let's see if she brings that today.
Change of direction from the American.
One of the things Pegula does almost better than anyone on tour is the ability to change patterns, ability to take shots early and go line, absorb power.
Nice change-up after some big hitting from the back of the court.
30-15.
Nice job by Blinkova of staying in that rally, though. Pegula was hitting her targets. So much of Pegula's success depends on her depth and her placement of her shots. And they're able to use the drop shot, which is the shot she's been trying to use a lot more this past year.
Sabalenka, who beat her in last year's final. Close one, 5-5. Some good wins en route, particularly against Swiatek in the quarterfinals. Blinkova in the semis, and it was a real breakthrough, wasn't it? Because until then, Jessica had been stuck at the quarter-final stage of the majors, so it was a serious breakthrough for her career.
In both the matches, the quarterfinals against Swiatek, but then that semifinal against Blinkova, down 6-2, 2-love, getting killed, and Karolina playing one of her best matches. That's the pattern Pegula wants to play. And Jess, at times, when things aren't going her way, has struggled in turning the tide in matches, and she was able to do it in one of the biggest matches of her career. Really hung in there, got more consistent, all of a sudden found her way to a Grand Slam final.
It's a nice serve. Ranking went up to number 3 after her run to the final here. That's her best effort in terms of listings in the WTA rankings. Number 4 at the moment. It's a fabulous summer this time last year. Came into New York on the back of a title in Toronto. That's WTA 1000 tournaments. And a runner-up in Cincinnati before the run to the final here.
Out. Game Pegula. 1-0. First set.
It's so important for Jess to have. She's a pretty low-key player, but she plays her best. She's got to kind of manufacture some energy and some pep and get the feet moving. Mark Knowles, her coach, wasn't thrilled with her movement in terms of her little steps in Cincinnati. Felt like she was taking bigger steps, and therefore she'd have to swing those bigger swings. A lot of players look to someone like Iga Swiatek, who obviously is so fast, but it's the little preparation steps that she takes to get herself in position to be able to hit off her front foot.
Love 15. Love to see.
Looking to get forward and attack that second serve. Had it landed in the box. Pressure here, love 30.
So much pressure put back on Blinkova, especially when she has to hit a second serve. Pegula making contact so close to the baseline with those second serve returns. Comes on so fast to the server.
Light for service.
So good to watch. It looks so easy for Pegula, changing direction. Wonderful backhand.
Pegula leads 2-1. First
to
set.
convert the break point. Already in control after just 10 minutes. I imagine she's looking pretty smooth from where you're sitting, Andrea, after that break of serve.
She really is, and just what Lindsay mentioned, I think they talked about it before this tournament. They must have, because already 2 Huge commands here from Jessica Pegula in the very early stages of this match. That's always good to see. And her forehand has looked tremendously well in her first match, but that was played during the night, and it's looking very good here out in the day session as well. And that's a good sign for her game when her forehand is firing. Her backhand is always so solid, very hard to break through that, but the forehand is looking good as well.
Now, so much of her success is her energy and her attitude. She's, like all tennis players, very hard on herself. She's more of a quiet competitor, but a real push from her team to get her a little bit outside her comfort zone and try and use this crowd to her advantage.
Time.
It's been a good season, and it's been a good start for Jessica Pegula, already with a break after just 11 minutes on the match clock, serving at 2-1, the number 4 seed. To save an early break point, so she'll be pleased with.
Love 15.
Early breakthrough just takes a bit of stress out of the situation.
Fifth and all.
Just dropped the wrong side.
First 15.
The other factor for Jess going through this US Open will be the first serve. Needs a high percentage of those.
Out.
Maybe not in this match. Maybe she can get by with trying to defend that second serve, but as the tournament ramps up and the competition level increases, second serve is the one area a lot of players look to try to attack.
Four set.
Just a fraction wide in the first serve percentage. Very impressive so far.
Pegula leads.
From Pegula,
Great
it's
game
just
to
to
1.
71 for the
First
first
set.
set thus far. Just a quick reminder to download the US Open app, where you can follow all your favourite players, track scores, stats, live scores on there, of course, all the schedules day by day, watch match highlights, get the player news and match previews, and watch live 3D views of all singles matches available on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
That's what Pegula does so well, taking shots early.
Love 15.
And that one getting him to go off the court. Andre, I was wondering, how do you feel her speed is today off the ground?
It's looking very good. At the very beginning, I thought Blinkova was hitting the ball actually bigger, but not the case anymore. Jess has definitely picked up after that first game where she missed a few into the net. Now she's looking like the one that's hitting bigger here.
Now, right on cue, a 62-mile-an-hour second serve, and Pegula all over it. And that has to be her mindset, is trying to get that first hit in.
Okay, plenty of looks at second serve so far. 4 of 10 made. Another one goes long. Just shuffles forward that return position.
15-6.
With a few second serve points she's won so far. But that pressure must build, mustn't it? If you're missing first serves and kicking in the second, and you look up and Jessica Pegula's waiting inside the baseline to put you under pressure immediately.
So good. The forehand really doing the damage out here. That was her 6th winner off that wing. 9 baseline winners in total for Pegula, 1 so far for Blinkova.
Pegula.
What a start the number 4 seed has made. This has been sparkling so far.
Pegula leads 4 games to 1. First set.
Complete dominance, double break already, 4-1 first set.
And Lindsay, you know Jess Pegula so well. It always seems to me that she's playing her best when she really makes an effort to use her forehand from the center of the court. Sometimes she relies on her backhand too much, but when she's feeling good, she does that often. Is that how you've seen her as well over the past years?
And that has been the push from her coaching team when they took over in the beginning of last season. Was they felt for Jess to accomplish all her goals, and for most tennis players it is about winning a major, doing their absolute best, was a more effective first serve and getting the forehand bigger. How are you going to compete and how are you going to finish points against a Sabalenka or a Swiatek? And so a real push has gone into those 2 shots, and a lot of it has to do with the footwork. Most of it has to do with the commitment to it. Do you want to go after it? Do you want to hit a forehand? Do you want to be the player in control? And Jess has done a really nice job of that when she's playing well, of buying into that philosophy.
So far so good then for the number 4 seed and last year's runner-up. It's been very smooth progress after just 18 minutes, double break and a 4-1 lead. This is against a player who's she's had some problems with in the past. Mentioned the win for Blinkova at Indian Wells 2024 early in the season. Of course, that tournament that was in 3 sets. Although Pegula's beaten her 4 times, a couple of those have been 3-set matches, San Diego and Beijing. But it was much more comfortable earlier this year, 2-2 in Austin, a tournament that Pegula won. One of 3 titles this year. Those are the 2 trophies pending in Charleston. That's on American clay just after Miami. And a grass court title this summer just before Wimbledon. It was in Germany, where she beat Iga in the final, who then of course went on to win Wimbledon.
There's been 2 tournaments this year, the week before major, where she's given a glimpse of who might win. It's in Adelaide in Australia, lost to Madison Keys in that final. And her quote was, I'm not even that disappointed. If Madison plays like that, she's going to win the Australian Open. Exactly 2 weeks later, Madison did win her first Grand Slam title. And the same thing at the grass court tournament playing Iga. Was saying that she was talking to Iga and telling Iga, you are really good on grass. Like, you're playing well. I played very well today, but I'm telling you, you're doing great. And sure enough, there went Iga.
Tercio.
How much more settled in, Lindsay, do you feel on
40
the Grand Slam stage once you've got that first match out of the way? Is this a much less stressful match to play?
As a top player, yes, there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of build-up to that first match.
Game Pegula.
Pegula was here all last week in Fan Week, getting ready for the tournament, playing the mixed
Pegula
doubles.
leads 5-1.
She was here a good 7 days, 8 days before she even played her first match in singles. You feel a little bit more settled in, locked in round 2.
And she must have been really tired from carrying Jack Draper on her shoulder.
Watch it, I'm up here with a Brit. Come on. Pegula was so solid in all those mixed matches. Really such a fun event, but fun to watch those two work together.
Did that bring back memories, Andrea, when we're talking about the stress of an opening match at a major? Is that how you felt?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, I think people always think like, oh, how are the nerves in the quarters and the semis? That's when a player knows they are playing well. That's when they have won matches, when they know where their form is. But before the first match, even if you've come off from a few good wins, it's just always new. And I apologize to Jack Draper. He played really well the first day.
He looked sharp, didn't he, against Raducanu and Alcaraz, that first win they had.
He was into it. No, Blinkova now just guessing. Second serve, it's so hard
Love to see.
to play a player who returns as well as Jess and try and survive with a second serve right now that's in the low 60s. Pegula has so much time.
Just 3 of 9. Second serve points won for Blinkova so far. Too much of that first serve percentage down in the low 40s, so it's a bad combination.
(15-14).
And after just 23 minutes, it's got to be one of the fastest sets of the tournament so far. Pegula with double set points.
It was a couple of years ago where Pegula made the decision to stop playing doubles at the majors. She was one of the few top players that would actually enter all 3 events that were played during the 2 weeks of, and tried to then focus more on the singles.
Just beautiful to watch that backhand when she changes direction.
By 6-1.
So smooth.
New balls, please.
Effortless. What would your grade be so far, Andrea, for
15.
Jess's performance, whether it's the old-style school grades or a mark out of 10?
Well, I'm not sure how it works in the. Is it an A? I think it's a 1.
You're
in
not
German.
sure how it works. You got all A's, lady.
No, I think she's playing really, really well. I do think it. So I called the match against Sharif, and what happened in the second set was Sharif started to literally moonball her because she just thought it was going too fast, and she went up a break and was up 4-1 in the second set. That's the only thing I see for Blinkova. Here is if she gets into the rallies, throw something dramatically different towards Jess Pegula. Otherwise, in all regards, Jess is just better from the baseline.
Yeah. So a good day in the office so far for number 4 seed Jessica Pegula, last year's runner-up in the women's singles, who's been plain sailing, one-way traffic after saving a break point on serve right at the start of the first set. It was complete domination, 24-minute first set. Fabulous ratio in terms of winners to unforced errors today, 16-5 for the American.
Matches like these are so good for Jess's confidence and going through this draw. Wasn't out there very long for her opening match against Meyer Sharif. Her draw opened up a little bit. The winner of this plays Azarenka unseeded, and Belinda Bencic or maybe Samsonova. It's a workable draw for Pegula if she can play, get back to that level that we saw last summer.
Yes. So a similar field to the start of the first set when Pegula struggled to come through the opening service game. She eventually did, and then took control. She's done a good job of punishing Blinkova when she's been missing first serves today. Stepping up the court. Aggressive returning off second serves. It's a nice pass. Guessed right, stayed in the same spot.
Advantage.
And this would be huge for Blinkova if she's able to get this break. Had that one opportunity in Jess's first service game of the first set. And this is what Andrea was talking about earlier. Doesn't matter, Blinkova is one of those players that fights, sticks around, has a good attitude out there, feisty attitude.
Game Blinkova.
Wow, there we go. Felt like it came out of nowhere.
First game, second set.
Will that give this match a slightly different complexion? We'll see. Perfect start for the lower ranks of these two. Over 80 in the rankings at the moment. Has been up way higher. 34 is her best effort. See how she gets on serve.
That's going to be the big challenge for Blinkova. Can she do something different in these service games? Serving first serve at 40%. She doesn't have a strong second. That is not a good combination.
The first time we've seen that sort of quality off the Pegula backhand up the line. Such an efficient way of playing tennis.
15-30.
Stood her ground well on that occasion, redirecting.
Opportunity
here with a hold of serve to start to compete. Haven't seen too much of that so far, certainly in terms of the scoreboard. Get her teeth into this second set.
That's how good Jess can be, finding angles, finding little spaces on the court. Not a bad play. A little bit different from Blinkova's. Got to try and keep doing different things. It's baseline to baseline battle. Pegula almost certain to come out on top.
Game Pegula.
Immediate response.
And Lindsay, this is a new Jess Pegula to me. Really, there was a little drop off in energy when she went up 40-15 in her serve, but she's hopping around, trying to get the energy up. Another big command from her. They've really talked this through before the tournament, haven't they? Yeah, and they want to see Jess with her shoulders up, with being positive. She can get a little down on herself. And that's, for some players, that's the go-to body language, especially when you're not feeling great about your game. She did not have the summer that she wanted in terms of hardcourt tennis wins. Much different story last year. Final of the 1,000 in Canada. Excuse me, won the 1,000 in Canada, final of the 1,000 in Cincinnati. So came in here with so much confidence. Didn't happen for her this summer. So then you got to try and manufacture it.
Thursday love. Thursday 15.
Yeah, tougher to pick up the match wins of late for Pegula. Lost early at Wimbledon, early in Washington. Defeat in the round of 32 in Montreal. That's where the women were this year. Switch cities each summer. And round of 32 in Cincy as well, coming into New York. Very quickly back on top early in this second set, having been a breakdown.
Pegula leads 2-1, second set, and by 1 set to love.
In the live rankings, Pegula's actually dropped behind both Madison Keys and Amanda Anisimova because last year's points fallen off. That's nicely done there. Still so much tennis to be played here. So that by no means is where the rankings will be when this tournament ends. Jess's big goal is to qualify for the WTA Tour Finals in Saudi Arabia. And she is currently 8 on that singles race.
same. Well, Pegula's been returning today. She's been on top in so many of these Blinkova service games.
There haven't been many points that Blinkova's been able to win on her second serve, so that was a big one.
Just 5 today so far.
And you can just see courtside that Blinkova unfortunately is missing that explosive first step. She always seems to be 1 or 2 steps too slow to be behind the ball and do something with that great change of direction that Pegula possesses.
Get more break points. Oh, done well there. Goodness me, it was a pretty good backhand from Pegula. Stay alert.
That's when you just say, well played. And Blinkova is trying to come in and be more aggressive. Hasn't been that successful when she's moved forward, but that volley, that was a beauty.
Here's the fight again, determined to find a way through this 4th game. Try and stick to Pegula in these early stages of the set. The first set just got away from her too quickly. Down a double break in just a few minutes. Perhaps just a bit surprised that Pegula's ball dropped in. There we go. On the big screen just behind the baseline.
Pegula.
Right on the junction. The way she reacted, maybe just expecting that to drop out. Wasn't ready for it.
I'm not sure Jess thought it was going in either. She looked like she was taking a look at the replay where it landed.
That's the results the American was hoping for. Another break.
Pegula leads 3 games to 1. Second set.
5 today now for the number 4 seed, who's up 3-1 and also leads by a set. Just a moment to direct you online to usopen.org. That's the online home for all the live scoring, highlights, stats, draws and schedules here at the US Open.
That's great hitting from Blinkova there. Managed to find a little angle as well with that forehand.
beautifully done. Just a bit too much court to cover in the end.
15 all.
So often it feels like Pegula's just one step ahead. He's been in control of so many of these baseline exchanges.
Thursday 15.
Those Pegula ground strokes that just look effortless. Absolutely no stress involved.
Out.
No, she read that one so well. Blinkova
Tosio.
was ready for that drop shot, though. Was able to hit a more offensive shot after running forward. Almost pulled off the miraculous pass.
Oh, beautiful pass. Apologises for the net cord, but still had work to do after Pegula dug up the short ball. Fabulous look at that pass off the replay. Brings up break point.
Ace.
Gives herself another chance. Blinkova being so aggressive.
Wow, that is a good effort because this match was threatening to get away from her.
3 games to 2, second set, and by 1 set to 0.
Again, there's the fighting spirit that Lindsay and Andrea have been talking about. It's just kept her in this match. I'm sure you're familiar, Andrea, with this sort of scenario, aren't you, as a tennis player, where you've had a nice, comfortable first set, but you just can't shake your opponent off, and you've got them in the rear view mirror.
Yeah, absolutely. And Anna Blinkova, I've watched her for so many years, and she's won so many matches she shouldn't have, just because she kept on competing, kept on putting a brave face. And you know, sometimes things happen on the other side. I remember very well when she beat Rybakina in that crazy second round Australian Open a couple of years ago. It was the longest super tie-break that was ever played, 40 minutes of it in the third set, and that's just what she does so well and why she has been ranked as high as 35 in the world. She has found a bit better depth here on occasion in the second set, and that's when she can push Pegula back behind the baseline. When Pegula is on the baseline, it's looking very grim for Anna Blinkova.
Yeah. She's sticking around so far. Just to find a solution on serve now to try and get this back to 3-all. Serve numbers have improved in this second set. They're up a touch in terms of first serves in play. 57%. Starting to find some rhythm.
This is where you want to see the body language from Jess. Still trend toward the positive. Disappointed that she didn't consolidate that break.
Light for service.
It's better hitting off the ground from Blinkova. She's moving better now. She's the one bouncing around, trying to get in position.
Yeah, of the two, it's a funny one, isn't it? She's probably got the better body language right now. Slightly more positive. No, she's a set down. It's a good serve. Short in the box. Unplayable, that one. This is a much better service game.
And Blinkova.
Big first serve. And a love hold.
3-game zone. Second set.
Feeling that this is a slightly different match now, slightly different challenge for Jessica Pegula. It was looking like it would be a very straightforward and quick day inside our stadium a few minutes ago.
You're exactly right. The body language and the energy is all on the side of Blinkova right now. Bouncing around, looking to attack. It's not easy when you lose a first set. As you mentioned, maybe one of the fastest of the tournament, and still be able to reset early in the second.
Are you feeling that down there, Andrea, as well? The energy coming from Blinkova?
Yes, she is bouncing around. She's much more vocal also when she hits the ball, and she just her presence, it's as if her light was dimmed and now it's shining brightly.
I like the analogy. That's nice.
15-13.
And Jess just forgot to do the thing that she did in the first set so well, when her energy did drop off, to hop around, bounce around, big commands. Hopefully, if she can hold on to this game, maybe we will see a bit of an emotional outburst to get the energy up.
That's a great serve there from Jess. That's what she's looking for, trying to get a free point or so every service game. These two gentlemen have worked a lot on her serve.
I get the sense it's a pretty laid-back team. Would that be fair? What I know of Mark Knowles.
There are two Bahamian men there. They're pretty chill, but they're pretty firm as well on the court, and trying to get her through this summer, trying to flip that switch back on. She can play her best tennis on her best surface.
Much better game. And there was a bit of volume from Jess as well.
Pegula leads
She hit
4 games to 3. Second set.
the drive
and
volley
by 1
away
set
for a
to
winner.
love.
Back in front again, 4-3. How difficult is it for Jess Lindsay, another player that you know very well, obviously, to change that in the dynamic on court, because she's a pretty chilled individual as well, isn't she? Maybe doesn't come very naturally, that element of the game.
And that's not easy to act out of your comfort zone for anybody. But you want to become the best. You don't want to give away anything, and she can do that in times of matches when she is too hard on herself. And of course, every American that plays her would love to be able to use the crowd, but not everybody is Frances Tiafoe. Not everyone is, right, Andre Agassi or Serena, players that want to play on the stage. They want more people. They want to be in the bright lights.
It's a really interesting point you made, because I hadn't even considered that. I was thinking more about what it does for Jess and her level of performance, but of course it engages, or it can engage 24,000 fans, can't it?
And that can help in those really crucial situations. Of course, not completely full, right, for an afternoon match, but crowds have been, aren't they cute? Very pro-American the last couple of years.
I always think as well, when you see a player, you know, engaging with a big stadium, it doesn't take much, does it? Fans don't need much to feed off. Just a couple of fist pumps, a bit of noise, and they see you care about it.
And they thrive on the energy that they feel.
Yeah.
That's why so many. It's Carlos, right? He's just so comfortable. Feels like he's trying to put on a show for the fans.
Yeah, he probably does it a bit too much sometimes, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Maybe that's
yeah.
sometimes the criticism. Carlos Alcaraz, Spark Knowles.
The thinking man.
Is that what we're calling him these days?
That was just the pose of the philosopher.
I guess you must have felt that on court, Andrea, from time to time when you had opponents who had the personality to match, you know, a big stage, and then you feel like you're not just playing your opponent, you're playing a big crowd as well. It makes a big difference, right?
It does, and I think it was Lindsay who called that match for Pegula earlier this year at the French Open when she played Lois Boisson.
Oh, wow.
She was really overwhelmed by the French crowd, and for an experienced player, that's unusual to see, but it's because her personality is not that way.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with a French crowd.
It's funny, the last few years, the French ladies have not maybe been as relevant, and certainly playing, hesitate to say, but in the 90s and the early 2000s, there was a lot of really great French players, so we kind of knew going in to Roland Garros, like, oh man, here we go. Oh, just missed that one. Solid point for Blinkova on such a big point. I was surprised that Pegula was caught so off guard by the fans at Roland Garros and their support for Boisson. That was a match that Pegula had, and the crowd actually played a huge part in that. That's a great call, Andrea. It's going to call you Petco, but maybe not on air.
No, I think you're spot on in your assessment. I remember talking to some members of the FFT going into Paris, and they were pretty downbeat about the state of the women's game. Which is why the Lois Boisson story was such a breath of fresh air, wasn't it? It was one of these stories in Paris.
Pegula.
At the same time as Caroline Garcia was announcing her retirement that week. She's flown the flag for so long. I was about to say Elise Cornet as well, but she came back, didn't she?
She did, and then she didn't,
yeah,
right?
Quite sure what the status is with Elise.
Oh, what a serve right into the body there.
Deuce.
At 92 miles an hour, had a little bit of time to get out of the way, but the spin brought that right into the left hip of Jess.
Game 8 continues. Big game. If Pegula can break through again here, this could be done, this one.
Advantage Pegula.
So many of those return points when she's been able to get forward and attack the second serve. Oh, that is a killer at this stage. After Blinkova's done such a good job of fighting in this
Pegula
second.
leads 5-3.
That is a cruel
Second
blow.
set.
Might be the moment that just seals it for Jess.
Let for service.
Again, just Jess right now playing at +12, 28 winners to just 16 unforced. Very clean day for her.
Kosilov.
Seen a fair amount of that sort of tennis from Jessica Pegula.
4-love.
Mark Knowles likes it because 29th winner brings up 3 match points.
Four to 15.
That's the coach's assessment of the forehand.
And
Another winner off the rackets.
By 2 sets to love.
Jessica Pegula, who sails into
6-1,
round 3, looking good
6-3.
today. Last year's runner-up, producing some sparkling tennis at times. It was a comfortable victory for Team Pegula, who will be back on Friday in the round of 32. Smooth passage today, 6-1, 6-3.